0.743 ass. Stupid attack speed base, guys. Holy shit. Even Crimson and Naru has more attack speed than this shit. Alright. Let's get into the video.
Our deep dive on the brand new 12-player raid coming to Throne and Liberty. I'm Godspeed, publishing partner producer for Throne and Liberty, and I'm joined today with our globalization design manager, Tico. We're super excited to share all the details about the massive new challenge, Altar of Calanthea. Today, we're going to cover everything you need to know about the raid, from
29 minutes videos.
Inspiration and development to the mechanics, lore, difficulty tiers, and of course, those sweet rewards you will be fighting for.
That's right, and I'm really excited because we'll be covering all of those topics, but we get the special treat of also hearing from some of the developers who directly built the raid from NCSoft, which is always fun.
Yes, it's awesome to get to hear from them, and that's exactly where I think we should start. I don't know about you guys, but I always like to start with how these types of large undertakings started to begin with. What was the inspiration used by the team to get here? Let's hear from our partners about how we got here.
6인 협력 던전을 선보인 이후 저희 스론의 리버티의 PV 컨텐츠를 더 발전시켜야겠다는 필요성을 느꼈습니다. 보다 전략적이고 규모감 있는 핵심 컨텐츠가 필요했다는 것이었고요. 두 개의 파티가 함께 도전할 수 있는 12인 레이드 개발이 본격적으로 논의되었습니다. TL에는 아직 공개되지 않은 아키운 군단의 보스들이 존재하는데요. 그중 핵심으로는 카자르가 있고 산하 군단장들 또한 존재합니다. 카자르는 TL을 하신 분들이라면 이미 아시겠지만 가장 강력한 최종 보스가 될 녀석인데요. 최종적으로 이런 카자르를 소개하기 위해서는 늘 원화로만 보시던 레비 루피우스라든지 캐릭터들의 등장이 필요했습니다. 그런 캐릭터들을 시나리오 내에서 부활시키기 위한 과정 또한 보여드리고 싶었습니다. 이 과정에서 카자르, 레비 루피우스와 깊은 연관이 있고 또 별은 품은 아이라는 여정에도 깊은 영향을 준 혼돈 마녀의 칼란시아를 첫 12인 레이드 보스로 선정하게 되었습니다. 그녀를 중심으로 혼돈 마녀의 재단이라는 콘텐츠의 구조와 서사를 확장해 가겠습니다. 레이드 공간을 설계할 때 처음 던졌던 질문이 내가 칼란시아라면 레비를 부활시키기 위해서 어떻게 재단을 만들었을까 였습니다. 이 질문을 바탕으로 공간 전체를 기획하게 되었고요. 먼저 적들이 쉽게 찾지 못하도록 좀 외딴 위치에 재단 입구를 숨겨두고 그 앞에 문지기를 배치했습니다. 입구가 발각되더라도 쉽게 접근할 수 없도록 미로 형태의 내부를 설계했죠. 그리고 마지막엔 네빌이 되살았을 때 그가
Man, how long is raiding gonna take?
느낄 만한 양식 그리고 구조를 가진 재단을 구현하면 칼란시아의 의도를 가장 잘 표현할 수 있다고 생각해서 지금과 같은 디자인이 나오게 되었습니다. 이 흐름을 야외, 던전, 재단이라는 점층적 구조로 이어가면서 플레이어가 안으로 들어갈수록 점점 더 칼란시아의 내면 속에 좀 깊은 곳에 들어가는 느낌을 받을 수 있도록 고민을 했습니다.
기존 협력 던전보다 한 단계 고도화된 파티 플레이를 목표로 했습니다. 특히 전투의 흐름에 따라서 시작, 심화, 응용이라는 구조를 구현하고자 했습니다. 첫 번째 보스는 공격 대 PVE 입문, 그리고 두 번째 보스는
How big are those spear nerfs? No, we're not there yet. We're getting to it. I don't care how long it takes, as long as it feels fluid and fun. This will
마지막
form us
보스인
not boring.
칼란시아는
Yeah.
모든 시스템을 응용하여 정점 위치 있는 전투로 설계.
The problem with T4 is like it's basically T2 with more HP, and that's just about it. That's the one
다만
that
이런
makes it
심화
not fun.
과정이 너무 어려워 유저분들이 플레이하는데
It's like T2, T3
적응하는데
co-op
어려움을
dungeons. I feel like co-op dungeons in this game are designed kind of the same. It's like you only do that to just like hit a punching bag, like mash your keyboard and all that. You don't even need to think about the mech and all that, and it's getting super stale. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's not really that much different aside from HP bars.
보실 수 있는데요. 그래서 칼란시아 레이드는 플레이를 하면서 점진적으로 플레이가 성장할 수 있도록, 그 다음에 성숙될 수 있도록 단계별로 고도화시키는 그런 형태로 설계가 되었습니다.
Increase in difficulty.
시간이 갈수록 저희가 점점 발전해서 어려움 없이 적응할 수 있도록 기대하고 있습니다.
You know, like it's oftentimes we forget like how much work got put into making this great
Yeah, I think they lowered the HP at that will be dope, but they made T4 harder just by making it so much more HP. The
Experience
mechs
for
are
our game.
easy. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it really is. Like when you think about a raid, I think as a player, you oftentimes get distracted on just what are the mechanics, how do I kill the boss, and you're really hyper focused on that. But actually, it's everything that's giving you that really great feeling while you're in there. It's the art, the environment, the music, the lore behind it that's building up to this moment where you want to defeat the boss. So all of that is really what makes the raid feel so unique and special. And there's so much work that has to go into that.
I totally agree with you. Okay, so now let's talk about the important question, right? How the raid actually plays out. Tico, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's start with the basics. First of all, it's a 12-player raid. So it's going to be 2 parties of 6, and you will enter the raid. And the raid is going to have
Are you
3
stepping for free
stages
right
or
now?
bosses. It's going to be Drygal, Vulcan and Zyros, and Calanthea. So you'll
There's
go into
3
your party,
bosses.
you work your way through, and the main goal, of course, is to get to the end and kill Calanthea.
I see. Okay, first question from that. So you said it's going to be 2 parties of 12 people. Like, how will players find the group? Are we using the same matchmaking system?
Yeah, so it'll be 2 parties of 6 people, so it'll be a total of 12 players.
Yeah.
For normal mode, for the base mode, you will be able to use matchmaking in order to enter. And if you go in matchmaking, it'll be the kind of standard team composition, 1 tank, 4 DPS, and 1 healer in each party. But you can also pre-form your party and enter the raid that way, and of course then your team composition can be whatever that you want it to be. And we'll see what kind of maybe compositions people think are actually best. Are they gonna stick with the traditional, or are they gonna go with something else?
Okay, it gives me some idea. Like, our audience know that I play Paladin. Hey, comment if you play Paladin as well. So it's
she
like,
plays Paladin.
oh, come on. I like to RP as well. Just relax. So, it got me thinking, like, would this be a good opportunity for me to shine in the raid, like, or the other players who prefer off-meta build?
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, one of the things that was done when the design for the raid was being done is really trying to put more of a focus on kind of having roles and purpose within the raid that weren't necessarily just who does the most raw DPS. I think that's something that you see a lot in co-op dungeons or dimensional trials, for example, where raw DPS is oftentimes king. In the raid, we wanted there to be a lot more strategy, team coordination that was necessary to defeat these mechanics and to give different roles opportunities to shine in this raid. So we are hopeful that there will be kind of different compositions or some of those off-meta classes that come through in the game. So we'll see. I think it should be interesting.
Okay, follow question. I'm going back to what you told me originally. So there's gonna be like multiple stages in this raid. There are multiple bosses.
That's right.
And I'm assuming that this raid's gonna be pretty difficult. It's like, and 12 people getting involved. Like, can I stop in the middle of the raid, or do I have to go from the boss number 1 all the way through Calanthea?
Yeah, it's a good question. The raid will take some time, especially early on. You're going to be learning all the mechanics, trying to conquer it. You know, and getting 12 people's schedule aligned can sometimes, you know, take some planning. So you don't have to do the entire raid at once. It'll work very similar to our solo dungeons now, where after each boss, you essentially hit a checkpoint. So anytime you've completed a boss, you've hit a checkpoint, you can come back and pick up from there as well. What I will note.
That's interesting. So if you matchmake, and then you finish at a first boss and then you get out, you can queue from that first matchmaking point. So there's gonna be a couple of different queue match points. I don't know how will the queue pop? That's my question. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Note is that you can go back and do other bosses. So, you know, if I group with you today, we kill Drygal and then we take a break. If I find a new party tomorrow and they're starting over at Drygal, that's okay. I can come back, can still fight against Drygal and then continue with the party from there. So lots of flexibility, but you definitely reach those checkpoints after every boss. You don't get duplicate
Farm's gonna be
rewards,
mad
you know,
easy.
once you kill Drygal for that.
What, do you have a second character and just farm the checkpoint like Destiny? I don't know. I never played Destiny. But I mean, what do you mean by farming the checkpoints? You can't farm the checkpoints because you can only have it in one account.
That week, then that's
I don't think you can get to a checkpoint change to a different character and then go from that checkpoint onward. I don't think that's the case.
The only time that you can get the rewards, but you can go back with the party and do it again if you need to.
Okay, is there any unique mechanic to its bosses?
Yes. I don't want to reveal too many mechanics. Probably the one I'm most excited about, though, is the second stage, where you have Vulcan and Zyros. So you're actually fighting two bosses at the same time. These are these twin dragons, fire and ice, so it should be pretty cool. And it maybe is a little bit kind of like the Manticus brothers, where there's two bosses and you're kind of trying to deal with them both at the same time. This is definitely going to require a lot more coordination and strategy than the Manticus brothers, I would say. But it's the first time we've really had to have that level of coordination between two parties and especially two tanks. I think that
Holy
historically
shit, the
our
flame is
PvE
gonna be
content, the tanks almost
insane,
a little bit
man.
have felt like a solo player. You're doing your own thing, you're trying to keep aggro on the boss, your mechanics are really completed on your own. And in the raid, I think tanks are going to now get to see that coordination between another tank that is really fun, that you've maybe experienced in other MMOs, you'll be able to now. So really excited about that.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm wondering, like, the difficulty itself, because I heard a lot of things about, like, oh yeah, it's going to be difficult, like players going to get wiped. Can we learn more about this, like, tiered
Yeah.
difficulty?
Yeah, so there'll be 3 stages actually of difficulties. The first stage is normal, the second stage is difficult, and then there'll be a third stage called Nightmare.
Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So the reward, you can get obsidian fragments from this thing. There's also, this is probably just the buffs. Token. This is for us to get the reward, I'm assuming. Midnight Frenzy, I don't know what that is. Amitoy. This is the one that we got from the login reward. So this, I guess this is the one that we used to craft the legendary weapons, right?
Yeah. So the first stage, normal, it will have a combat power requirement of 5,000. So that's the same amount that you have right now for our current co-op dungeons. So if you're able to get into our latest co-op dungeon, the 4-star dungeon, you'll be able to enter the raid on the normal mode. And this mode, I would say, it's designed to be challenging, but really accessible as well. We want the majority of our players to come in, be able to enjoy the raid.
That's, I feel like being accessible and being difficult is two of the opposite spectrum. It's not like you can, it's really hard to make a design where it can fulfill both,
Yes, it's still going to be challenging. You'll have to progress your
like both demands.
way
I
through.
guess.
And
I don't know how
learn
they're
the
gonna do it
mechanics,
though.
but generally we view it as a highly completable option for the raid, so really accessible to as many players as possible. Then we start ramping things up. Then we have the difficult version, and that will have a combat power of 6,000 requirement. And probably
Oh, this one, the third one will come in like way later. And it seems like there's armor piece. Ooh, armor piece, cape. I don't see accessories though. This, holy shit.
a good way to think about the difficulty progression is you go in
This is
normal
gonna be
mode,
insane.
all the stages, all the bosses, they're just gonna have one phase.
Man, build variety is gonna be insane with this legendary weapons. I think it's 7k CP for the last difficulty, but I heard it's August release. Yeah, I know it's releasing for a while, like a long
So
time.
you
But
kill the boss, you move on. In difficult mode, all of these stages now have 2 phases. So every boss will have 2 phases, and that's on top of the harder mechanics, and the mechanics also being more punishing, you know. So that's how that progression will take place.
Okay, what about the nightmare mode? Like, I'm imagining right now, will Calanthea just beat the shit out of the players?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen?
Well, definitely some paladin players may struggle with the nightmare mode, but
he's just saying that if it he's just saying that if you play in Nightmare and using an off-meta build, you're cooked, buddy.
I won't say which ones, I just said some. Yeah, Nightmare is really actually intended for, I would say, our most hardcore audience. So this is going to be the most challenging PvE content we have in TL. It's not designed with the expectation that everybody can complete it. It's designed specifically to be very challenging, and only for some of our most skilled players to be able to complete it. And that one won't arrive until August. So in August, Nightmare mode will unlock. And that's for a couple of reasons. One of them being, we expect that you're going to need some of the new heroic gear in order to be able to complete it. But when it does arrive, it's going to be extremely difficult, and a small percentage of our audience will probably be able to beat it. Over time, people will get more powerful gear. You know, it will become easier over time just by the nature of people getting more powerful, but early on, it's going to be really difficult.
Okay, I'm super excited. Did you guys hear that? He said something about heroic gear. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later.
Heroic gear.
Okay, so this is how I understood so far. The raid, 12-player instance dungeon type content, and like players for normal mode, it's for everyone who plays TL. They can enter the instance, get the reward, and defeat Calanthea. Versus nightmare mode would be like for it's for whoever wants the like hardest challenge.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I got it. I'm getting curious about these bosses because
Then we're still
their
stuck on the
names
raid
are quite
talk?
intriguing, and
It's actually quite interesting. It's not as boring as you think.
I've been
I kinda
enjoying
like it. I'm
Calanthia's
kinda enjoying it
codex
right
that
now.
was released last month. So I want to hear a little bit more about this lore. But I don't think I'm gonna go to Tico for that. I'm gonna just take us back to our partners at NCSoft and see what they have to say about the lore.
이번 모험 코덱스와 외전 코덱스를 진행하면서 과거 저항군과 아키움의 가장 큰 전투였던 벨포레 전투에 대해 접하시게 되는데요. 칼란시아는 이 전투에서 한쪽 팔을 잃고 이후 탐욕의 탑에 갇히게 됐습니다. 그리고 전부였던 레빌도 잃게 되면서 칼란시아는 레빌을 포함해서 모든 걸
Oh, they
되돌리기
just
위한
explained like
집착에
what the
빠지게
lore
되죠.
is.
플레이어는 이번 모험 코덱스와 외전 코덱스의 여정을 통해서 칼란시아는 물론 반대편에 있는 저항군 로엔의 이야기를 따라가면서 그들의 동기와 서사를 함께 겪으면서 그들의 이야기와 세계에 녹아들 수 있는 흐름입니다. 칼란시아는 로엔과 같은 날에 태어났다는 이유로 실라베스의 저주를 나눠받아 저주받은 아이로 불리며 외면받던 인물입니다. 그런 그녀에게 처음으로 손을 내밀어주고 칼란시아라는 이름까지 지어준 사람이 바로 레빌 루피우스라는 인물인데요. 처음 본 순간부터 칼란시아는 레빌에게 맹목적으로 집착하게 됩니다. 맹약체인 카제레의 힘을 이용해 왕위를 찬탈한 레빌은 저항군을 전부 괴멸시켜서 솔리시움 전체의 진정한 왕의 자리를 노리고 있었습니다. 목적에 심취한 그는 저항군은 물론 동조한 세력까지도 주민들까지 닥치는 대로 죽이기 시작했고요. 맹목적으로 레벨을 따르게 된 칼란시아 역시 그를 위해서라면 어떤 일도 머뭇거리지 않고 행하게 되었습니다. 하지만 벨포레 전투에서 부상을 입은 칼란시아가 탐욕의 탑에 흡수돼서 자리를 떠난 사이에 레빌 또한 저항군에 의해서 사망을 하게 되고요. 이후 칼란시아는 어떤 이유에 의해서 탑에서 다시 꺼내지게 되고 그 레빌을 되살리기 위해서 금단의 흑마법을 포함해서 모든 수단과 방법을 가리지 않고 있습니다. 만약 이 부활이 성공하게 되면 이제 겨우 안정을 되찾은 솔리시움 대륙 전체가 다시 피와 전쟁의 소용돌이에 휘말릴 수밖에 없게 될 것입니다.
네, 칼란시아는 레빌의 부활 의식에만 집중하기 위해 자신을 대신해서 재단을 지킬 존재들을 만들어두기를 시작하는데요. 먼저 드라가일은 그녀의 강력한 마력을 바탕으로 다른 차원에서 사령술로 끌어온 고력이라는 설정입니다. 또 불칸과 자이로스는 조금 다른데요. 이 둘은 칼란시아가 본인 마음속 깊은 심연 속에 존재하는 극도의 분노와 고요한 냉정, 그 양극의 감정들이 본인의 별의 힘으로 만들어낸 존재입니다. 아시다시피 칼란시아는 별은 품은 아이죠. 별품아. 그래서 각각의 보스들이 칼란시아의 내면 상태를 반영하고 있다고 보시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 또 전투를 하면서도 이 캐릭터가 왜 이런 존재를 만들었을까를 느끼실 수도 있을 것 같아요. 이번 최초의 12인 레이드는 단순한 보스전 그 이상입니다. 모험 코덱스 간막, 백조의 기사단을 시작해서 외전 코덱스 실라베스의 두 날개로 이어지는 이야기의 연장선에서 협력 던전 뒤틀린 집착실의 밀실, 그리고 이번 레이드 혼돈마녀의 재단까지 모두가 연결되는 하나의 서사의 흐름인데요. 연결된 큰 세트 구성으로 보시면 될 것 같고, 앞으로도 TL은 메인 스토리인 모험 코덱스를 중심으로 연계된 외전, 그리고 코덱스와 협력 던전, 그리고 그 정점에 있는 레이드까지 하나의 세계관에서 이야기가 자연스럽게 이어지도록 기획하고 있습니다. 이런 구성 덕분에 플레이어 분들께서 단순히 보스를 공략하는 데서 그치지 않고 TL의 세계관 속에 직접 뛰어들어서 더 몰입감 있게 이야기를 체험하고 의미 있는 전투를 경험하실 수 있을 거로 기대합니다.
Dang, Calanthea, just move on already. Like, Revel can't be that good. He's okay looking, and
You don't know.
I've seen like illustrations, and I know that he's dead. Like, you have to move on, girl. Okay, where are we? I need to calm down a little bit. Rewards. Let's talk about rewards because I know everyone who are watching this just want to know about like what do we get out of the raid. So we have a multiple difficulties.
Yeah.
Like, can we get reward from each difficulty if I just go there like every day?
Yeah. Well, so players who can complete normal and the other tiers can get rewards from all of them. I don't know if you have to necessarily worry about that part, but any player that can complete normal and difficult tiers
This guy.
will be able to
my
get
God.
the rewards from each of them independently each week.
Okay, I understood. Okay.
Wait, so he's saying that you can get rewards from normal, and that each difficulty you can get rewards from each difficulty. So every difficulty, so basically every week you need to do 2 dungeons of raid, pretty much.
So what kind of rewards are we talking about? Like, I
What's
know
the
before we
percentage, man?
watched the NCSoft interview, Tico talked about like heroic gear. So I wonder
That's right.
if that's a reward.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh! Oh! Alright, so basically this is runes, right? Or no? What's this? This is runes. No, this is traits actually.
Heroic gear is coming from the raid, so that will be the primary reward that you can get from the raid. Of course, you'll get other things, some materials, maybe we'll talk about those a little bit later. Some of the standard materials that you get, but the core reward that you're looking for is the new heroic gear.
Okay, let's learn more about this because I never heard about this. Like, is it a new tier of a like epic tier
It's not,
2?
it's not a new tier, it's a new grade. So, you know, we
Oh.
have
So 3 traits, the 4th trait's coming here, and then pretty much it comes with some stat, but then there's one stat that you can change. So it's not like a fully customized gear. It's preset, but then you gotta predict what your opponent is running on the whatever the one that's customized.
gray, green, blue, purple, or, you know, common, uncommon, rare, epic. So now
Hover
heroic
the
will be
spear. Wait,
new
no,
grade.
that's spear. Hold on.
It's a new purple. So, you know, we
0.743 ass. Stupid attack speed base, guys. Holy shit. Even Crimson and Naru has more attack speed than this shit. Bad gear.
have
I'm just joking though. Back hit chance? The fuck?
gray, green, blue, purple, or, you know, common, uncommon, rare, epic. So now heroic will be a
It does roll with attack speed though. It does. But the base attack speed is always better attack speed than the additional attack speed that you get. Because additional attack speed in this game, once you hit like a certain number, there's a lot of diminishing return to building it. But with base attack speed, you don't really have the diminishing return. So it's such a better experience with base attack speed. But hey, what can you do? If they're doing that, then it is what it
new
is.
grade of gear, but it won't be a new tier specifically, just
Dex crit.
a new
I
grade.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's so
What's up, GSD? Staff and bow have the mid base range as well. They make such
like
silly
unique about
decisions.
this one? Like,
No,
how
I
is
think
it
they did
different
the right
than
thing
Tier 2
because
epic?
Yeah.
mean,
So in terms of
you don't wanna
power,
make the weapon
I would
too
say
broken.
when you get a heroic piece
But
of gear,
who
the
knows?
power of it at +0 is going to be equivalent to your current tier 2 epic +12. So right out of the gate, it's going to have equal power, and that's something that we're really excited about. You know, we wanted that when you go through the struggle of the raid, you're learning all the mechanics, you're having your progression nights, you're really trying to get to the end, and when you finally do get that.
Sorry, I came here late, and I don't know if you already answered this. I have Tavin's Greatsword, Cordigias, and Delu, and what you should recommend for the legendary weapon combo, the Delu Spear. We'll talk that in a bit. Let me just
piece
finish
of
the video.
heroic
first.
gear, you can feel like you can immediately wear it. You know, it's equivalent or better than any of the gear you're currently wearing. We wanted you to have that feeling where you could immediately equip it. So the power.
So, to short answer your question, the Tavern Greatsword I don't know the awakened state of Tavern Greatsword yet. So once I know about that, then I'll probably answer it. What's up, Sizzle?
Power that it has, or the stats basically, will be equivalent to a tier 2 plus 12 item for epic tier 2 plus 12 item.
Like interesting about this because I was kind of reading through our design document, of course, before filming this. I have to do my homework, guys. I read something about like skill swapping ability or a skill perk.
Yeah, so that will be for the weapons. So heroic weapons, typically our epic weapons comes with some sort of passive skill applied to it. And so the heroic weapon, rather than having just one passive skill, it actually doesn't come with a base passive skill. Instead, there'll be this new system where you can extract skills from other epic weapons. So any tier 2 epic weapon or also the tier 1 arc boss weapons, you can extract that skill and then you essentially imprint it on the heroic weapon. So, basically you can choose any of the passives that you want and put it on your most powerful weapon. I mean, I think this is going to have crazy implications to the meta and what people are doing and what are the weapon combinations that can be successful or not. And so you will be able to equip it that way. You do have to keep longbow to longbow or sword to sword. You can't take a sword passive and put it on a longbow heroic weapon. But so you do have to keep the weapon type, but you can swap between them. Okay,
so just to make sure if I understood correctly, because it's a brand new system. So that I have a epic tier 2. Let's say my favorite great sword, of course. the Cordis Warblade of Creeping Doom.
Do you have one of those?
Maybe not. But let's say
I didn't know that sword dropped from the wolf hunting event.
Oh my god, so distracting. Okay, what if I have
The roast
great
is
sword?
insane.
Okay, got
And
it.
The
because
roast
I
is
love it. I
insane
mean,
in this
everyone
video,
loves
man.
it's the passive ability, like
Yeah.
the skill coming from the great sword. So I can extract that skill and imprint it onto like great sword. I got it off of Raid.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
Yeah, basically. So if you get the initial weapon, then you'll be allowed to extract that skill, and that essentially goes into its own little item, like a skill perk item, and then that item can be imprinted onto the weapon. There will be a cost to imprinting it.
Oh, it's 2 stat that you can swap, that you can change. Holy shit. 2 stat that you can change. Rune Synergy and the 4th trait. I don't know how the 4th trait is gonna work, but ooh. I wonder if you can get more perception or stat like that from the 2 stat that you can customize.
So it won't be something that you can just do, I go to a co-op dungeon, I do a new one, then I
These
come
are
out
big
of it
game
and I
changers,
swap back. You
yeah.
won't be swapping quite that often, but you will have the ability to swap between them. So if for a period of time you want to try one of the passes, maybe you don't like it as much, you can swap to another one. And you won't lose anything that you swap in and out. So there is a cost to kind of apply a new one, but you don't lose the one that you had. So you're always going to be able to collect more and more of these skill perks if you want, and then you can test them out, try them on your raid weapon, see if they work for you, and swap them in and out freely. So that part's pretty cool. And
Really?
Also that will be for not just arc boss weapons. Any tier 2 epic weapons will be able to do that as well.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic. I'm quite excited about this.
What's up,
I know
Osaka?
my guild members and other friends are excited about this. I think it's going to change the PvP
Oh,
scene a lot.
Raider.
I think so.
What's up,
Yeah. Okay, guys, get your brain going.
Yeah.
Come up with like new meta.
Thank you,
and
Bolts.
Let's
Thank you,
see.
Bolts.
We can have fun. So new grade of weapon set
You owe me a
coming
Coke?
from the raid. Like, how
Is it
do we
safe?
upgrade this? Like, can we stack up some mats right now? Or
Yeah, good question. So no, you can't. So you will upgrade it. Well, maybe you can a little bit. So you will upgrade it with growth stones. So very similar process to what we do now. So that whole craft a growth stone and then use it to upgrade your weapon, that will basically remain the same. But what will change is the recipe for the growth stone. So there will
Oh! Oh shit, we can't even use our purple ones. Everyone is starting from 0. Rip veterans.
be some new materials that come out of the raid. There's going to be entropy shards and there's going to be chaos prisms. Materials that come out of the raid. There's going to be
10 growth stones for 800,000? 100 growth stone for 8 million? Then 500 growth stone for 40 million? Actually, it's not that bad.
Entropy shard.
Wait, actually, I don't
And
know.
there's
I don't know
gonna
if
be
that,
chaos.
wait, no. This is just to craft the growth stone, and then you gotta upgrade it still.
Prisms. So chaos prisms is what will be used as materials for crafting these new heroic growth stones. And so you will have to play the raid in
What's
order
up,
to
Echo?
acquire those and get them in order to craft the growth stones and then level up your weapon. So
Okay,
the
the
general
level up's not
concept
that
is how you do it
expensive.
is remaining the same, but the materials needed to craft those growth stones, it's now going to come out of the raid. And so that's similar but different from tier 2. And there's probably some, maybe it's not leveling it up, but
Yeah,
there's
you finally know
differences
my
in the
real
traits
face.
for heroic gear. And so we mentioned that the weapons have this new skill perk system, but the armor and the accessories, the accessories actually will come in August with the Nightmare mode, but the weapons and armor, which will release on June 26th, they will be different in 2 ways. One, you will be able to change the base stats on the actual piece of gear. So let's say that you get a heroic
Oh. Wait. Oh my god. Holy shit, it's so expensive. 200 unlock stone, 800 conversion stone, 30 of this thing that we got like 7 of the day off. Just for 1 stat? Oh my god, it's so expensive. We're back into MMO, man. We're back to ground zero. Oh my god.
gear, and it has
Hold on, let's see. Critical, weaken, bind, strength, perception, attack speed. Okay. This is for Bodo.
dexterity on it and you wanted wisdom, there will be a way through conversion stones
Benton, thank you for the follow. Thank you.
and again through
Arm and a leg, and maybe can they just to get one? I don't think you pay for it. Those material you can't pay. You can't pay to win. Every single thing that come in that material list, you can't pay to win.
one of the
You gotta
materials that
grind
drops
it.
in the raid to convert it, in this case the entropy shards, to convert from dexterity to wisdom. So that's something that's pretty cool. I think really one of the things you can look at with heroic gear is just the flexibility that you're going to have within it. You're going to be able to change those base stats, and then you'll be able to do the weapon perk system as well. And then lastly is there will be a special trait on the unique gear. So you'll have your 3 normal traits.
30 short and a 600 unlock stone. We are so cooked. Who the fuck has 1800 trade unlock stone, man? Wait, this is the 4th trade? Wait, the 4th trade gives you stat? The 4th trait gives you stat. There has never been a stat trait in a while. How do we upgrade those?
But then you'll also have a special trait for base stats.
Unlock
as
it.
well.
Unlock
Okay.
it. Unlock
Speaking
it.
of accessories,
You can upgrade it up to 8. The stat break points is gonna be insane, bro. I don't know actually. I don't know how this will shift the meta. It might be fucking a lot of people over.
I know our
But,
player has been,
eh.
going to Nebula Island for those juicy rings. And now we're getting new accessories. Like, how would you compare this to, like, Nebula versus Raid accessories?
Build crafting is gonna go crazy, and our stat point is insane. But Spirit got nerfed, heart damage.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean, I
see,
would
we'll
say
see.
that they are
Not fair.
just going to go together. You'll only be able to wear one accessory at a time. And again, these accessories will roughly have the same power as an epic tier 2 at plus 12. So, of course, Nebula accessories are some of our most powerful accessories that are in the game. Those aren't going to go away. They're still going to be
They're
useful
gonna
for
still gonna be
players
meta?
just because of the
We'll
fact
see.
that you can only wear one heroic accessory. And so you'll find which one you want to replace, but if you have all those Nebula ones already, you'll definitely keep them.
Okay, got it. Is there any other rewards besides, like, weapons and equipment?
Yes. So you'll get the materials that I mentioned, the entropy
yeah.
shards and the chaos prisms, and those will be used for, the entropy shards will be used for several things. You'll use them to unlock traits on your heroic gear along with trait unlock stones, so you'll pair them together to unlock traits on your heroic gear. You will also use them for conversion, and then we will also allow you to craft heroic gear with those entropy shards.
Did I see this right?
Prisms, and those will be used for, the entropy shards will be used for several things. You'll use them to unlock traits on your heroic gear along with trait
Unlocking one of these traits costs us 600 unlock stone.
起きろ。
What's up, girl? Thank you for the follow. Thank you. 600 unlock stone to unlock one fucking trait. Why would I be surprised? Tell us no, it cost me 400 to unlock it. God, you definitely saw
unlock
right.
stones. So
600, 1800 trait unlock stone for one gear.
you'll pair them
cooked.
together to unlock traits
We
on
are
your
cooked.
heroic gear. You will also use them for conversion, and then we will also allow you to craft heroic gear with those entropy shards. So you'll do the raid, you'll do entropy shard, you'll
100 and trophy shard for one weapon. 30 to unlock a single trait of it. 7 that we got from the freaking logins. We're cooked.
get some entropy shards, and then you'll be able to craft heroic gear with that. Chaos prisms, as I mentioned, serve the function of helping to level up your gear, your heroic gear.
You will have to collect those entropy shards from the raid, and then you can craft the heroic.
The real question is how many shard that we got from a single raid. If we only got, let's say if we got like 30, please don't be 30. If we got 50, then it's 2 weeks to craft a legendary gear. If we got 10, that's 10 weeks to find one legendary gear. 10 fucking weeks? I'm not sure.
Gear, is that correct?
It's more like you can craft heroic gear with the entropy shards, but if you defeat Calanthea, you will get heroic gear directly from that, and it is
Oh, okay. Okay, that's not bad.
guaranteed to get a heroic piece. So
Wait, no. This is the RNG. This is where the RNG comes in. If that week I got a bad drop and I was getting a crossbow or I get a 1 every single time, I'm cooked.
you're not going to go in there and defeat Calanthea and not get any heroic gear. It is a guaranteed chance to get heroic gear. It will vary, is it a weapon, is it an armor, or which weapon, but you are guaranteed to get a heroic piece, even on normal difficulty. And of course, if you do it in the second
Can I buy the heroic gear? Let's be real. Can I buy the heroic gear or not?
tier on difficult, then you'll get 2 pieces per week as well. So you will get heroic gear directly from the raid. As you go up in difficulty, there are some chances to get selection boxes so that then you can choose the specific piece you want. But anybody who completes the raid will get a
Oh, whoa.
so that then you can choose. As you go up in difficulty, there are some chances to get selection boxes so that then you can choose the specific piece
Some chances to get selection boss. Some chances.
you want.
Did they say anything about the heroic traits being tradable? Not yet.
But anybody who completes the raid will get a heroic piece of gear.
Oh,
as
that's
drops.
fantastic.
Yeah. And then aside from all that power, we're also going to have some amatoys for all the
Who the fuck cares
bosses,
about Ivantoy, man?
that you can earn in any of the difficulties.
Get this thing out from the game already. Nah, I'm joking.
Of course, if you do more than one difficulty, you have more chance to get it. And then when Nightmare Mode comes out, we're really excited. We'll have a unique morph specific to Nightmare Mode that you can earn only for those players who are able to complete it.
Oh, the privilege, guys. Okay, because I really enjoyed the Velentris Amatoy, the Carefree Calanthea. I think it's super cute. I hope the dev team continue to make our boss based Amatoys, because I just love watching them just running around in the world. Speaking of Amatoy, actually, we just had a community event where players would color our Amatoy. And
I'm sorry. I'm being 100% respectful here. I'm being 100% respectful here. I feel like they addressed the Amitoy more than they addressed the bug. And it's getting concerning, man. It's getting concerning. But it's okay. We'll bite through it.
can you tell us what happened? I know Tico specifically vote for this one particular Amatoy, and that's the winner, actually.
Okay, but there's no conspiracy theory here. That's just the one that got the most votes. Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for, like, you know, the submission had this kind of pencil drawing effect on it, and I really do like those. And I think we'll probably be showing what it looks like.
Look, if AGS is watching this video, I'm being respectful, man. I'm being respectful. But please address the bug more than you address the freaking Amitoy. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
Now it's ready to go. It's going to be in game when the raid launches, and it'll basically be a reward for killing Calanthea. So we'll have a codex tied to the raid. One of those will be to defeat Calanthea, and if you do, this will be a reward that you get from it as a guaranteed reward. So we're really excited for this to be in the community. It was so fun doing the contest, and now seeing it, you know, in the raid.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right, that covers everything we wanted to share about the new raid for today. Thanks to our partners at NCSoft for all their incredible work to bring this experience to all of our players. And of course, Tico, thank you for all the awesome information.
Of course, I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to experience this raid with my guild and all of you in Silesium.
Remember, the raid opens on June 26th in just a few days. So get your friends, meet at the altar of Calanthea, and get ready to raid. Until then, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon in Silesium. Bye!
All right. So that's the raid. Legendary years, pretty pog. Grinding it, not so pog. But whatever. We'll move on.